Hey there, welcome back to No Pants Profits and our journey to Jubilee. I'm going on the Carnival Jubilee in 2 more days, but I came 3 days early to kind of see what's going on around the Houston, Galveston, San Antonio, maybe even Austin area. And this is an audio clip I've wanted to play forever in a video and not been able to play it, but I'm finally in the appropriate place to play it.
Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here. This is Houston. Say again, please. Houston, we've had a problem.
Yes, we're in Houston at the NASA Space Center Houston, the official visitor center for the NASA Johnson Space Center. And it's also the best place to learn about why we're going back to the moon. So they've got some really awesome stuff here. I mean, from what I've read about, I haven't entered yet. But we're going to go around today. We are doing all the tours, all the things, all the tram tours. And they also have over here, I'll show you, it's a little taster. They've got, you ever wonder how the space shuttle gets back to where it needs to go? They strap it on top of a Boeing plane. And then here is the space shuttle attached to a Boeing plane. Now the Boeing plane, it's interesting. Here, the Boeing plane is original. The space shuttle is a recreation. NASA and Kennedy Space Center has one of the actual space shuttles, and I think there's in one of the presidential libraries, something like that as well. But we're going to go in and we're going to explore that. So let's go ahead and go to space for at least the first part of our day. The first part of the second day of the journey to Jubilee. This is about half an hour outside of Houston, and realistically, you wouldn't want to do this because you wouldn't make it to the cruise ship on your way towards Galveston. But I'm going to get ready and we go back to the moon. See you inside.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. We're going to figure this one out. All right, sir. I'm going to lift you up. Perfect. Good. Wonderful. Thank you. Now, let's see if I can strap you down so you'll fly away from us. Oh, I can. Perfect. Now, tell me something. Are you comfortable?
Nope.
No? Oh, well, in microgravity, it will be different. See, there's no sense of direction. So whether that's up, down, left, right, all directions are exactly the same. Meaning that you could also sleep on the ceiling. And it'll feel exactly the same as if you were on the floor. And if you notice, someone left their shoes up there. Now, in order to make sure that his head doesn't go bobbling around, we're gonna use
Oh my.
a head strap so we can keep him in place. Now, some of the lights on the ISS don't turn off, so he can use this as a blindfold, so he can sleep much better. What do you say? Is that better?
Slightly.
Slightly, okay. We're improving, great. Now, just like on Earth, astronauts have reported that sometimes they have trouble sleeping, they'll have nightmares. Or even worse, they have to use the restroom again. So, then, if you needed to use the restroom, what would you do?
Get out.
Just go!
Could you get out?
Not really.
That's a good suggestion. But remember, we're in microgravity. So if you just go there, it's all gonna float into your face. That's gonna be fun. Well, how about if I help you out? Can you bring this out? Come on now. Perfect. And see, astronauts have to do this every single time they get out of bed. For this reason, they make it a habit to go to the restroom first before they go to sleep. Now, tell me something. Do you like the experience?
Yeah.
Awesome! Would you do this again?
No.
I get it. Oh, let's come back down.
Yeah, so you just saw that guy kind of strapped down there. Kind of very relevant, very funny, especially if you just saw the movie that came out, ISS. I highly recommend it. I like that movie. A little murderous, but cool. But they have a whole model of the International Space Station. Well, a compressed model of the International Space Station. And I asked the guy presenting if they have locks on the space station cabinets, because that's all what happened there. But it's really cool that they've got that layout. They show, kind of how you go potty in space and different things like that. They have a whole section here on going back to the moon, the guy was like, "Are you guys excited about us going back to the moon?" And I had to yell out, "We've never been there in the first place." So then he goes, "Well, what about if we go back, if we go for real this time?" This is whole display. This is where they're building Artemis. I'm not the biggest fan of the wokeness here. I'm sorry, the breaking barriers is a little woke to me. Sorry. Hop on inside now. So this is NASA's current moon program. Astronauts first explored the moon over 50 years ago, they say. Again, I'm not a crazy conspiracy theorist, but I still think the first time we went, it was fake just to win the space race. But yeah, you've got all this stuff. These are, I guess, the people that are gonna go to the moon. Oh, I thought it was like an astronaut bent over doggy style there. This all looks very, there are actually some normal Tesla rockets here, SpaceX rockets here, but this is NASA's idea for what Artemis is gonna look like when it lands. Collab station, really not seeing much here. By the way, of actual things and not computer generated images. I got a little bit longer to look around, and then we're going to mission control. Now that is the only upcharge here, is they have a tram tour that goes to mission control. They normally have 3 tram tours, but in the slow season and on weekdays they only run 2, so 2 of them are included, which they've combined into 1 today, and then one of them is additional. It's only like $44, which was not bad for the top tour they've got. And look, we went to the moon, now we're heading to Mars. Oh, this is a nice Martian carpet. If I liked carpet, I might put Martian carpet somewhere. And then they even have a giant moon lander right above their virtual reality display. And this one's probably actually full size. I've never seen one this big, because this is probably actually full size here. But the highlight here is supposed to be mission control. So you can't walk to mission control. You've got to walk to, you got to go to the tram tour, and then you take a tram to mission control. So my mission control tram leaves in about 15 minutes. I haven't had breakfast yet, so hopefully I'm gonna go get a little brekkie snack and then head to mission control. I've got 2 tram tours back to back starting in like 15 minutes. So I made the decision to have lunch now. Yes, it's only 10:51, but I'm gonna be on the tram and then be on a tram and be on a tram, and it's gonna be an inside joke. Hopefully the Rock doesn't come and take my tram, and yeah, it's a bad ride in Universal. But so I got a turkey sandwich, and I got some manzanita sole. I've never even heard of this before, but you gotta try manzanita sole. Oh look, fuck, this is funny. It says real juice, contains 1% juice. I'm gonna have to do a short on this because I've never heard of this drink before. It's original Del Mexico. I guess I gotta try it, but you'll see that in a short. I'm gonna have my sandwich real quick, stop talking to you for a minute. It's pretty reasonably priced for a tourist attraction. And then I'm gonna head on the tour to Mission Control. See you at Mission Control.
The tram, you will see a large white building. This building and the surrounding area makes up the George W.S. Abbey Rocket Park. This park was dedicated to former KSC director George Abbey in 2021, who also worked as the Apollo Spacecraft Assistant Manager. The building you see on the right does houses a Saturn V rocket. The Saturn V was the rocket used during the Apollo program to bring our astronauts to the moon. The rocket inside of this building is the only Saturn V left in the entire world, and it is made up of pieces from the 3 canceled Apollo missions, Apollo 18, 19, and 20.
And we are here at Mission Control. Say hello to Houston weather in January. It's huddling up, but yeah, this is actually, we're about to go into the Mission Control building. You'll see right here. This is where Houston, we have a problem came from. I'm not sure what we're going to see. It is still active, supposedly. So we're on the NASA campus. It's actually pretty cool. They have to drive you back here in the little tram because there's government checkpoints and all that. But yeah, this is the Johnson Space Center National Historic Landmark. Apollo Mission Control Center. Mission Control Center. The architecture is very 60s here. And I think that's very intentional. This tour, again, is about a $15 upcharge to do this tour. But if you're going to come out, you might as well do the Mission Control tour. So, we're filtering in here. Once something fun happens, I'll bring you back. But for now, we're just kind of, I think, waiting to get into Mission Control.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gene Kranz. I would like to welcome you to the historic Mission Operations Control Room. I served as the flight director during the descent and landing of the first American astronauts on the moon. In 2019, this room, from the consoles with related flight documents and artifacts to the carpet, wallpaper, and mission medallions, was restored and preserved to the Apollo era. Even the viewing room seats you are sitting in are original, as are the telephone and communications booths and the simulation control room. The large screens at the front of the room display trajectory data, which we use to control the spacecraft. The clocks above the screens helped us to keep track of mission milestones, including how long the rocket engine fired, and loss of radio signal times as the spacecraft moved behind the moon. And the two viewing room televisions to your upper left and right displayed historical network news coverage as it was broadcast. You're about to be transported back to the afternoon of July 20th, 1969, as Apollo 11 astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin descended to the lunar surface. 4 teams of flight controllers worked around the clock in support of the mission, monitoring every aspect of the spacecraft life support, fuel levels, altitude, and communications. On that day, my team was responsible for guiding Lunar Module Eagle to a safe landing on the moon. You will hear our voices and the voices of the astronauts as we encountered a series of unexpected computer alarms. This is the Apollo 11 descent, just as we experienced it.
Filters go. Copy, filter go. Altitude 5,200 feet. Okay, all flight controllers, go for landing. Retro. Go. Fido. Go. Guidance. Go. Econ. No. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're go for landing. Eagle Houston, you're go for landing. Over. Copy, filter go. I do understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Stop alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger. 1201. Same time, we're go. Same time, we're go. Flight. We're go. Same time, we're go. Flight center right on. Real good. Roger. 2,000 feet. Into the egg. 47 degrees. Roger. Okay, keep me in. 47 degrees. How's our margin looking, Bob? It looks okay. We've got 4.5. Roger. Eagle looking great. You're go. 3-5. Filters go. 5-0. Altitude up there. Looks good. Roger. Select final thing day. Roger. 1,400 feet. Still looking very good. Yeah. We have another 1202 on. Roger. That's right. Roger. 1202. We copy it. How you doing, Control? We're that good here. Fine. How about you, Telcom? Go. Guidance, you happy? Go. Fido. Go. We have another 1202 on. 21 down. 33 degrees. 100 feet down at 19. 540 feet down at 30. And at 15. Empty. Okay, asshole. I think we better be quiet. Raj. Okay, the only call-outs from now on will be fuel. 150 feet down at 4. 30 and a half down. They're tight on all velocity. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward. Well, 1 minute. You're AGC. Program 66, did you copy? Yes, we did. No readouts, Senator. Good for you, but we can't talk for that. I just didn't cut it. We're not listening. At this panel out there. 50 down at 2.5. 19 forward. Charlie. 10.5 down. 220 feet. 15 forward. 11 forward, coming down nicely, 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down. Filters go, copy. Roger. 660, 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward. Low level. Low level. 220 feet. 100 feet, 3.5 down, 9 forward. 5%. Ready, bite? Filters go fast, copy. 75 feet. That's looking good, down a half.
60, Raj.
6 forward.
60 seconds.
60 seconds.
Filters go back.
Lights on. 6. Down 2.5. Forward. Forward.
Hard copy, Chuck.
20 feet down, 2.5. Pick up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Take shadow.
Stand
4
by,
forward. 4 forward, drift into the right level.
30. 30 seconds.
30 seconds forward.
Okay.
Hey. Contact light. Okay, engine stops. ATA at a descent.
Touchdown.
Post control both auto, destination command override off.
How's that?
Take alarm off.
Fantastic.
413 is in. We copy you down, Eagle. Houston,
T1, stand by for T1.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Rocket Tranquility, we copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot. Thank you. You're looking good here. Okay, we're going to be busy for a minute.
Approximately 6 hours after Eagle landed safely on the moon, the flight controllers prepared to receive the first television transmission from Tranquility Base. Along with millions around the world, we watched in suspense as a man from Earth prepared to take the first step on another celestial body.
We're getting a picture on the TV. It's that good, isn't it? Oh, yeah, a good picture.
It's very little contrast in it, and currently it's upside down on our monitor, but we can make out a fair amount of detail.
Network Telcom covering first picture. Stand by, we're working on it.
Can you confirm that your reverse switch is in the proper position?
Okay, we're upside down. Stand by, we're working on the camera.
We are in reverse.
All right, thank you.
The oxygen temperatures are coming down. Look good.
Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now.
You take a 10-second look. You just step on a little bit.
Okay. Okay, I just checked, getting back up to that first step, it's, not even collapsed too far, but, it's adequate to get back up.
Roger, we copy.
It's a pretty good little jump.
Buzz, this is Houston, F2, 1/160th second for shadow photography on the sequence camera.
Neil's running about 1,700 now.
Okay. At the foot of the ladder, the 11-foot beds are only, depressed in the surface about, 1 or 2 inches. Although the surface appears to be, very, very fine grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder down there. It's very fine. FOB TV network.
Go ahead, that works.
Switch to another station or something.
Right, we're looking at honeysuckle now. It's a little bit cleaner.
Okay. I'm gonna step off the limb now.
Get it done here.
28:18. That's one small step for man, Fire fleet for America.
Upon exiting the lander, the astronauts' positions were constantly tracked by mission control back rooms, and those movements were projected on the large front room display for flight controllers to monitor. Next, you will see, as we did, Armstrong and Aldrin reveal a plaque on the lunar module ladder, which remains on the moon to this day.
For those who haven't read the plaque, we'll read the plaque that's on the front landing gear of this lamp. There's two hemispheres, one showing each of the two hemispheres of Earth. Underneath it says, "Dear men from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the moon, July 1969, PT. It came in peace for all mankind." It has the crew members' signatures and the signature of the President of the United States.
After erecting the American flag on the moon and spending time adapting to the 1/6 gravity, Armstrong and Aldrin received an unexpected communication.
Yeah, that's something rather important coming up here.
Neil and Buzz, the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over.
That would be an honor.
Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made from the White House. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you have done. For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives. And for people all over the world, I am sure that they too join with Americans in recognizing what an immense feat this is. Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world. And as you talk to us from the Sea of Tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to Earth. For one priceless moment in the whole history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one. One in their pride in what you have done, and one in our prayers that you will return safely to Earth. And thank you very much, and I look forward, all of us look forward to seeing you on the Hornet on Thursday.
Good boy, thank you very much, sir.
After 21 and a half hours on the lunar surface, Armstrong and Aldrin rendezvoused with Command Module pilot Michael Collins in lunar orbit, returning to Earth and splashing down safely in the Pacific Ocean 3 days later. Working under the command of Mission Control, a fleet of naval helicopters from the USS Hornet were sent to retrieve the Apollo 11 crew.
This is Recovery 1. I have 3 astronauts aboard. Pushing power frequency.
This is George Hughes here on the Blue Fellas. And while the chopper is bringing the crew back to the carrier, I'd like to make a couple of comments. First of all, I think you all know that the events taking place here today represent the culmination of the tremendous Apollo effort initiated by President Kennedy. I think your personal dedication and professionalism displayed here in Mission Control have contributed very substantially to the posture that this country enjoys today in space exploration. As a personal expression of our gratitude for your help, your cooperation and tolerance over the years, General Phillips and Chet Lee and Tom McMullen and I have left in custody with Flight Director Gene Kranz a small token of our esteem and thanks. Lots of luck, and don't choke on the bubbles.
After 18 days in quarantine here in Houston, the Apollo 11 crew toured the country and the world as America's heroes. Many of my mission control personnel and I flew 6 more lunar missions from this room, which contributed to the designation of this building as a National Historic Landmark. We thank you for visiting today.
Alrighty, folks.
So here's something pretty cool with the space station. They have, I showed you this earlier, but now we're gonna go inside of it. This is the plane that the space shuttles flew on. Now the space shuttle itself here is a mock-up, it's kind of fake, but this plane, totally real. That's what's kind of, that's the, other than mission control, that's like the key feature. You saw mission control, saw a little show, this is mission control. You can walk through inside the plane, and they stripped out, this is like the original insulation. They stripped out all the passenger parts of it, and they just had enough to fly some crew and stuff around. So yeah, this is NASA's Boeing plane that they actually shuttle the shuttles back and forth. I assume, oh wow, it's bigger than it looks on the inside. It's like a TARDIS. I assume that's where the cockpit is. Well, yeah, this is what we're inside of. We're inside of the plane that the space shuttle would fly on top of back in the day when they transfer it back. Oh God. Yeah, God, retrofitting the plane. This plane is massive. This is just a 747, that's what's crazy. But I guess this is the cargo compartment and the passenger compartment and all of it combined, you know. You never feel that a 747 is really this big when you're on it. But oh my God, this thing is huge, gigantic, massive, legendary. I mean, I'm still walking through it. And then here's the back of the plane. That's crazy. Oh, look. Oh God. Oh, that's so funny. Having a space station. They got the white screen / blue screen of death. Oh, I'm gonna have to make a short about that. But I gotta get over to my next little tour, which is the Rocket Center. But that's funny. So where we're at now is pretty cool. This is actually the space station mock-up. And this is how they know kind of what the space station is going to be like before they get up here. This is every module in the space station, but it's broken apart instead of put together. Here we go. Let's take a look. So yeah, this is the actual space station, but all broken up in a bunch of little pieces, which is really kind of cool. You can kind of see all the modules.
Flight Jubilee 9, our members of the media have referred to as the giant space toy box of your dreams.
Wow, look at this.
Here at the astronaut training facility, we call the home the space
That's
vehicle
really
mock-up
cool.
facility.
Space vehicle
This building has
mock-up
mock-ups and
facility.
modules of all kinds of spacecrafts, robots, and training simulators. Since 1980s, every NASA astronaut has walked this floor of this building in preparation for their next mission. The primary objective is updating hardware for the current space station missions, as well as preparing for the next generation of space flight, the Artemis program. The white and gray cylinders on the far right side of the facility under the American flag are full-scale mock-ups of the International Space Station modules. The modules see are a mixture of low, medium, and high-fidelity mock-ups. They are used to train astronauts that will travel to the ISS in basic procedures and system fertilization. Traditional sheer size of the ISS measures about 356 feet or 109 meters, roughly as long as an American football field. The ISS is traveling around the Earth so fast that in one 24-hour period, it revolves around the Earth 16 times. The primary goal of the ISS is to facilitate scientific experiments that cannot be done here on Earth. If you look to the great capsule, in front of the ISS module with the mission badges, you'll see the Russian soldier. This capsule is used for astronauts and supplies to travel to and from the ISS. NASA relied on the Russian Soyuz as the only mode of transportation to and from the ISS after decommissioning the Space Shuttle program in 2011. Guys, until the launch of the SpaceX rocket in 2020, this started NASA Commercial Crew Program. NASA's idea behind the Commercial Crew Program is to allow private companies like SpaceX, Boeing, as well as others to collaborate in the missions to the ISS. This allows NASA the ability to focus more time on developing new spacecrafts that will allow us to travel back to the moon and eventually to Mars. Speaking of the Commercial Crew Program, if you look to the left of the Soyuz, you'll see a white capsule surrounded with the blue staircase, the Boeing Starliner. The Boeing Starliner is a rooming capsule that has heat capacity to hold up to 7 people, designed to have the ability to land on Earth, on land and water. The next step of space exploration is the Artemis program. The Artemis missions will take humans back to the surface of the moon as close as 2025. It will be sending humans further into space than ever before. The program will give us valuable information that will help us succeed in our mission to reach the surface of Mars. Because these missions are huge collaboration efforts with so many countries, NASA wanted to create a set of principles that all parties would have to abide by to give space a shared space for scientific research to benefit all humankind. Please take any last minute photos before we move down to the second half of this building.
So now we are at the only complete Saturn V rocket in the world. Now, maybe the other one is something different, the one they have at Kennedy that you go out to, but this is the only complete Saturn V rocket in the world. And just so you can see the massive scale on it here. I mean, they've built a building specifically for it. It's amazing how well restored and kept and everything this is. This is what flew a lot of the Apollo missions, it seems to be. Look at this. This is massive. It's got its own like astroturfed field and everything. It's really hard to get a sense of scale here on camera. Definitely, I mean, you can see how quiet it is here. Look, there's not a soul here today because it's Thursday. Plus the people are on the other side. I decided to scooch over to this side. So these have 3 different sections in them. We were at the rockets on one end, and we've got more rockets here. These are the different stages of the rocket there. And then we've got the tip. This is literally all just, you know what? Oh, you know where this is going. They have this giant rocket display, and you're like, what is the purpose of this giant rocket display? The only thing that really mattered was the tip. We're not even at the tip yet. This is like the last stage of the rocket, and these would all be coupled together inside of each other, and they break off and they break off and they break off, and then this is really the only part that mattered. Just the tip right here. And even beyond just the tip, what actually mattered was just this nose cone here. If you ever saw what eventually landed back in space, I landed back at Earth. It was literally, this is where the lunar module was. Think of that. That right there. That right there is supposedly, when we landed on the moon, take it as you will, it's supposedly where the lunar module was right up in there, which is pretty damn cool. And they're talking about human missions to Mars. And then we've got a nice big old statue of, I think, the people to land on the moon. Yeah. Coming out the helicopter. And it's cool because it's bronze and it's looks like blue jeans. They've painted the bronze to look like blue jeans. That's Apollo. No, that is Love It. That's I'm not even sure who that is. After the Jim Lowell, Jack Surgett, and Fred Hayes. Dangerous Journey. Oh, this is Apollo 13. Oh yeah, that's the movie. The movie based on the space flight, based on the movie based on the space flight, the series. These are the people that actually survived. So I think that guy in the front is Tom Hanks. Yeah, that's Tom Hanks. Leave it alone. It's Tom Hanks back there. Pretty damn cool. I think that's going to pretty much conclude our time here. I'm actually going to go back and dip in for a minute to get that sweet, sweet government Wi-Fi. They've got like a 400 meg by 400 meg connection here. So when someone who posts videos finds a beautiful connection and has a 30 gig video to post, well, shit, he's going to go grab his laptop. But there is the module, and starting from the tip all the way to the end. So next up, there's a really cool thing here that they don't actually have in Kennedy. They have a little mock-ups and stuff, but not a real one. It's actually a flown SpaceX rocket. I've never seen one of these in person. I've watched them land. You see these little wings and stuff that they use. If you've ever seen a SpaceX landing before on one of the drone ships, you'll be very familiar with these little wings right here, which are really, really cool. It's a Falcon 9. Holy crap, you can get that close that, doesn't say you can't. Plus the thing's been to space. I see no reason I can't touch it. Let's see what those wings are made out of. Oh yeah, my hand's not gonna do shit to that. That's really, really, really cool. They flew like 6 or 7 times. Falcon 9 at the Johnson Space Center here in Houston, Texas. I genuinely don't know what you're going to be able to see here, but there's a place here that's called the Lunar Vault, and it's pretty much where all the moon rocks are. It's the largest collection of moon rocks in the world. This is actually probably a mock-up. No, no, that's a mock-up. Humans couldn't fit in that. But this is the lunar. Oh wow, no way. If that's real, that's really cool too. Is that real? People dressing. I don't know if that's real. That'd be really cool if that's the actual Kennedy podium. It looks. Oh, it's from IBM. Yeah, no, that's totally real. It's a climate-controlled thing and everything like that. If it were not, that's where Kennedy gave the moon speech from. Well, that's the unit, and then this is a big collection. I've got it on low light. That is, oh wow. That is the Apollo 17 command module. Aha, here we go. That's okay. I saw the cool thing I want to show you. There's a lunar lander. Again, not sure. Well, they didn't bring the one back from the moon, so it's not the lunar lander. That's 3 Apollo missions. Yeah. But here's the thing. This is what this space center is most famous for, the mission control. The Lunar Samples Vault. It's the largest collection of moon samples in the world. And this is where they work with all the moon rocks. Oh, that's a dummy. I was like, that person's staying very still. But no, that's a dummy. And you can actually hear, supposedly, touch the moon. But I thought the moon was made of cheese. Look at the awkward angle. You have to place your hand to touch the moon. I guess it's so that people can't steal the moon. It's embedded in a block of glass. But you can actually put your hand in and touch the moon. Look at these. This is the moon vault. Yes, it is. I think that wraps it up for the Space Center. If I see anything else, I'll bring it back. But we're headed now to San Antonio. Got a really cool Airbnb for tonight, which I'll probably get to really late. It's probably not really well lit, so I'll show you tomorrow, but we'll see where we go from there. All right, so next up, we've got the tiniest Buc-ee's I've ever seen. Look, it's such a tiny little Buc-ee's. All the Buc-ee's I've been to before are friggin' massive. This Buc-ee's is like little Buc-ee's. They took the Buc-ee's and they squeezed it. Let's go in and take a look. I don't know if they're gonna have barbecue or what they're gonna have because this Buc-ee's is tiny. But it's a great adage I learned once in life. If you're on the highway and you see a Buc-ee's, you must stop at that Buc-ee's. I really don't know what they're gonna have here because I've never seen a Buc-ee's this tiny. I've never seen a Buc-ee's this small. Do they have all the... Oh, no. Maybe? I don't know. Look at this Buc-ee's. It's so cute. Oh, they do. Look. Look at this. They got all the sandwiches and all that. Oh. They got the bread. Look at that. They don't have a giant thing. You know, they don't have a giant display in the middle making it, but you know, they have all the Buc-ee's faves. It's color me impressed. Color me incredibly impressed. It's literally like the size of a large 7-Eleven or a regular Wawa. I'm so confused. But I'm also loving it. It's the tiny Buc-ee's. I never thought Buc-ee's and tiny were an actual thing that goes together. But I'm all about it. I'm gonna get me an icy for sure, maybe some other stuff. And I'll see you in San Antonio. All right, so I am here about 70 miles outside of San Antonio, and for the first time I'm charging the Tesla. I found a set of Tesla chargers. I just charge right here, and then they pass that charge along to the rental car company, and then that goes to me. I can't actually sign up and use my own. It got really cold out here. Oh, I might have to go in the trunk and get a jacket before we go out in San Antonio later tonight. Oh my God. See, we're getting towards Mexico here. Sorry for my bad accent. The name of the store is Amigos. They're here to be our friends. It's the Amigos Country Corner. A little bit different than Buc-ee's, but it's the Amigos Country Corner. Go check it out. Unfortunately, you can't hook the Tesla up to your phone and see where the battery percentage is, so I'm gonna walk around here, take a potty break real quick, and then get back, and I'm definitely gonna go in the trunk and get a jacket, because all of a sudden it got freezing out here. It's gotta be like 60 degrees, 55 degrees. Not that cold, you know, per my channel. I'm not wearing pants, but let's just say this ain't no Buc-ee's. Yeah, Tacos Bar. The Sonic looking stream, it looks closed, but yeah, it's much bigger than Buc-ee's. What is that? Oh wow! Hold on. Oh, ooh, ooh. Should I do it? Should I switch to a cowboy hat? You'll have to see. Hey, look, I stopped at a gas station, and I promise you this was only temporary, but they were 20 bucks, and I had to. So just for a little bit, I'm gonna become a little more Texan, maybe. There we go. I think that's a better look for getting around Texas. So yes, I'm still rocking the Hawaiian shirt, and now I'm rocking the cowboy hat, because that's how we do it no pants style. And with a little magic and a little Tesla engineering, we are safely and securely on the other side of the state of Texas. We started in Houston, and now we are in San Antonio at the Riverwalk. We're gonna do them daylight activities tomorrow, the Alamo and stuff like that. Oh, what's this? Go Rio. They got like some kind of pass thing. Maybe tomorrow. Oh, so that's a river cruise. The package includes 1 Tower America submission, Yeah, that's a little high. I was looking at a river cruise, but I like river cruises on like actual rivers, not fake river walk. But yeah, so we're gonna do there's an Irish pub. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here that looks good. We're gonna do some of the night activities today, and then tomorrow we're gonna do the day activities, and then we're gonna traipse all the way back across the state, back to Galveston, and check out Galveston tomorrow night. But for now, this is the Riverwalk. And it's very, very cold here, and that river does not look too clean. Because just like me, having to get out that Tesla, I gotta pee. I can't imagine how many people have just peed in the river. But this is kind of like Texas's version of Venice. You see these bridges are super familiar to bridges that you would find in Venice. I'm gonna look for a place to get some dinner. I'm gonna look for a place to get some drinks. I got the car parked in a very, 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 very safe place. It's a very, I looked for the safest parking garage in the city. And then we'll see what we can find going on here. All right, it's taken a bit of looking because most of the places on this river are absolute trash. But I think I found our first stop for the night. It's Mad Dog's British Pub. Some of the best reviews of anything on the river. Yeah, it's not great. I think maybe we'll look around a bit more. This is a rough, it's a rough call here, not to lie. Just be honest with you. It's a rough, like, oh no. Oh no. I kind of want a Scotch egg and a beer. So it might not be a whole meal, but it's going to be a Scotch egg and a beer. All right, so you go to a British pub, you get Scotch eggs. I just want a little appetizer here, so I got some Scotch eggs and some Smithwick right there. So Scotch eggs and Smithwick. Let's see if these are good Scotch eggs or not. Not as meaty as usual, but you get a lot of them, so I'm angry. What a Scotch egg? It's a chicken egg wrapped in foil, breaded, and deep fried. I'll wash it down with the Smithwick's red ale. And now I'm a British cowboy. Capna. All right, as I sit here with my beer in hand, good news, you can walk around with a drink. In San Antonio, I'm like, I got a local beer, and I'm like, where are we gonna go that's cooler than this? And I went on Google Maps, and yes, I found a tiki bar, and it's even more legend. Wait for it, dairy than last night. Look at this place, Hugman's Oasis. They got the tiki lamps and everything. They have a lot of copywritten music playing too. But I mean, they've got a whole riverfront with the right gas lamps and all like that. I am loving the setup here, and I haven't even been inside yet. Now, I just came off the river. I'm assuming this is a main entrance. I don't really know why there's Christmas lights there. I'm assuming this is the main entrance to Hugman's Oasis. They got skulls. Again, sorry. No worries. A lot of these places call me back to the Golden Tiki. Let me check in and I'll be back with you. All right, so we are here. I assume it's Hugman's Oasis, and I'm not alone tonight. I brought my head salesman with me. I mean, he's one step ahead of you. He's just hanging out right there. That's my head salesman. I think they might have stolen him from the Ripley's around the corner. But they have, I love when places do this. They have their whole list of house drinks, which is separate from the list of classics. So we're going to start at number 1, Burn the Ship. Then we're going to go to number 2, Texas Sun. Number 3, Baywatch. Number 4, Polynesian Fashion. Number 5, Amor de Montu. And number 6, Mango Rang. Because, I mean, yes. But that's probably going to be in a separate video. So I'm going to cut you off now. I'm going to go outside and shoot this again. But watch the other video where we're going to rank all the house drinks at this tiki bar. because that's going to be insane. Human's Oasis. Because you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 house drinks. I'm going to drink them all and put them in order. That's what I do with no pants. And tiki drinks are like 3 drinks each, so it's about 18 drinks. Wish me luck. So you're going to have to watch the tiki bar video to understand this. But I asked the bartender if she just had the 5 in her pocket because I was going to switch it out for 20. She threw the 5 at me. And I was like, make sure she gets the 20. It's a good time. She thinks I was making bullshit. I didn't want her money back. I wanted to quadruple her money. That's pretty fucked up. I want to quadruple someone's money and they don't want to talk to you. You know, that's the way the world works, but you can hate all you want. I just wanted to make her more money. But, you know, hopefully I think she'll realize that in the long run, that I wasn't kidding, that I left a pretty massive tip on the check, and plus I turned her 5 that she won into a 20, because she won it. I just didn't want to deal with that on camera and going into my wallet and everything like that. But, you know, c'est la vie. Hopefully she'll realize I was trying to make things right. But, see what else is open in this area, because it's literally not even midnight yet. And I'm not trying to say those drinks for a week, but I'm a big boy. And we ain't even anywhere started yet. Let's see what else we can find in the Riverwalk, or in the Riverwalk surrounding area, as we head back to our Tesla. And then we head to our farmhouse for the night. See what we find. You know what's funny? Sometimes even I stay in Airbnbs that are a little too sketchy that I think I would get murdered at. I think this is my Airbnb. Look, there's like a cabin. That looks like the photo. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. The key is in the door, like they said. Oh my. I don't even know how to get the second part open. I'm too fat to squeeze through that door. The attic is closed for renovations. But we've got a little area. Oh God. And my fat ass to squeeze through this door. This is Richard from No Pants Profits. Closing out night 2 here. I'm now in San Antonio, not in Houston anymore. On our journey to Jubilee. Reminding you that when you wear no pants, the only thing you're left to lose is your shirt. Have a great one. I guess I'm going to have to figure out what the hell is going on here. Bye. Wish me luck. See you for day 3 coming up in a couple hours' time. Bye.